Now, we usually read emails sent to us from viewers at this time, but today we're saving them for the next half hour.
You see, we have a very special guest in the studio. She may be best known for her 1988 hit song, Luca, but Suzanne Vega has been producing music for more than 20 years, and now she's putting out a new CD of her greatest hits. It's called Retrospective, and she's here now to talk more about it. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. How does that make you feel to know that you've been around for 20 years, long enough to have a greatest hits CD out there?
Oh, I feel all right about it. I mean, it's hard to believe, actually, that 20 years have gone by. I don't feel that age, you know. To me, I still feel like I do when I first started. I still feel excited about performing in front of an audience, and I still love writing new material, so...
This is good.
Do you feel like your music has changed that much since Luca?
It has in some ways. I've been more experimental with some of the sounds when I've made some of the albums, but the main thing that I do, which is standing on a stage and telling a story and singing with the acoustic guitar, that part of it hasn't changed. That's still the same.
Well, and you're on tour right now. Are you seeing a mix of fans, those who remember Solitude Standing, those who were around, who may have been first introduced to you, and those who may have been introduced from your latest album, the latest original album, Songs in Red and Gray?
Yeah, there's always a mixture of audience. There's always been a mixture of ages and types of people, and so it's going really well. We'll be touring till the end of August.
Tell us a little bit about how your life's experiences have affected your music through the years.
Well, I guess one of the biggest changes I've had is having my daughter. Because, you know, before that, I had all the time in the world to write, and, you know, when you have a child, things change. So I'd say my songwriting style has become a lot more direct. It's sort of... less abstract, probably, and I think I've gotten better at writing melodies.
Did we see that directness do you think, in 99 Degrees Fahrenheit?
She wasn't born yet at that time. Right. That was the first album I made with her dad.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we're not going to talk about
that. Other than children, are there any other topics or issues or themes that are kind of influencing your songwriting these days? What's on your mind, and what do you want to talk about in your music?
Well, actually, I've been writing a lot of new songs. I live in New York City, and so obviously the events of 9/11 really impacted me a lot. I used to live in that neighborhood. I'd lived there for 10 years. And the atmosphere has really changed in New York City. So I find myself thinking more about that, thinking more about social issues, which I've always thought of to some degree. And we'll see what the next group of songs are like. They'll probably have more characters and more places in it, and probably be less personal than the last album.
You've seen in 20 years the music business change quite a bit, and I remember, not to drop names, but Barry White said to me one time that the music had become prefab music. They write a good song and find somebody cute to go with the song. Have you seen an evolution? Do you see it coming full circle back to good singer-songwriters again?
Yeah, some of it. I mean, you'll always have pop music, and you'll always have that prefabricated thing that you mentioned.
Right.
But I think it's actually a really good time, especially for women in music, because you have a whole spectrum of people making all different kinds of music, which was never possible before. You have every type of music possible. You know.
The album is called Retrospective, the best of Suzanne Vega. Also, you can hear her on public radio on American Mavericks, a program that she hosts. Thanks for coming in, and good luck on the tour.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
for
so
having
much.
me.
We appreciate it.
Great. Thanks.
More news in just a couple of minutes.
Good fight.